Welcome back to College Sports Now. I'm Courtney.
I'm Derek.
And I'm Christian, and we are Team 4 out of 5.
We are your hosts for today's show, and we'll dive into the world of intercollegiate athletics.
The first article that we are going to talk about is centered on the first African-American female athletic director in the Power 5 conference. The Power 5 includes the ACC, Big 10, Big 12, Pac-12, and the SEC. Out of all those schools, there are no African-American female athletic directors. This article goes into talking about Carla Williams, who was hired by the University of Virginia in Charlottesville. Carla Williams has been around the sporting world for 25 years, including both playing and coaching women's basketball at the University of Georgia and assuming administrative roles at Georgia, Vanderbilt, and Florida State. In all these roles, she hit almost every aspect of the athletic department, including recruiting, coaching, supervising, building of facilities, and raising funds. In the past year of her employment at UVA, she has put in a facility plan which accompanies a $180 million capital campaign. With that money, she hopes to transform the facilities, including a new operations center. She also has injected herself fully into the recruiting process by being involved, which gives parents a safe and stable environment and giving them an opportunity to be able to talk to the head of the athletic department. Here's a video to see Williams in action.
We have a real game changer. Her name is Carla Williams, and she's making history as the athletic director at the University of Virginia. She played, she coached, and she managed at the highest levels of college sports. Ladies and gentlemen, Carla Williams. And now, at the University of Virginia, Carla Williams is making history as the first African-American woman athletics director at a Power 5 institution. An historic feat, considering there are only 5 active women ADs at this level. She was a baller. Show some respect. When you all heard that Carla Williams was going to be the new athletic director at the University of Virginia, what was the response from the team?
It's just great to have someone who is like you in a powerful position, and just especially for the Charlottesville community, for everything that's going on in the world today, it's just really inspiring.
This is directly related to another article in the Sports Business Journal talking about the strides that Charles Harris made 33 years prior. Charles Harris was the first African American who was hired at Arizona State, a Power 5 conference, in 1985. Instead of Charles Harris making Carla Williams look bad, he responds to backlash by saying, "There's also part of me that smiles thinking about these bright, dynamic, talented professionals who have a chance to really make a difference in a landscape that's very different than 33 years ago, and I can't help but be excited for them." These articles show the importance of the strides college athletics is making to become more diverse. Both Carla Williams and Charles Harris have a right mindset and have a great platform for a change to occur. Yes, the college athletics world could do more to increase the opportunities for minorities, but these articles both talk about the strides that are continually being made.
Our next article we are going to talk about is College Hoops welcomes earlier start, but issues still surround sports. On November 6th, college basketball officially tips off to start the season. The start of the season is moved up to 3 weeks prior to increase the buzz around the sport. During the opening of the season, there will be about 100 women's games and 150 men games. The AP's John Marshall noted the pay-to-pay recruiting scandal dominated the offseason, which darkened the cloud hanging over college basketball for a second straight season. The buzz about this scandal is still fresh with fans, teams, and prospective college players. The scandal continues to go to trial, which has lots of evidence to create a clear picture of cheating in college basketball. Even with all these allegations, the league is not to rush any changes in the game or the sport itself. On the flip side, the NCAA's commission says that the committee needs more time to implement these changes. Changes in the sport include athletes being able to return to school if they do not get drafted, and the one-and-done rule getting changed. Since these changes will not change until at least 2020, college basketball will continue to hold the same characteristics while trying to creep to changes. Continuing with the college basketball theme, since the season is ramping up, the next article we are going to talk about is the huge opening day doubleheader competing with Election Day results. On November 6th, ESPN featured a college basketball doubleheader including Michigan State versus Kansas and Duke versus Kentucky. The two games had to compete for coverage against the election results of that day. With two huge events occurring like this, ESPN always runs the chance of not reaching all viewers. This brings up many questions and comments from outsiders like, why not do it on another night, or is this event too good to waste on this day? ESPN explains that this day was picked unintentionally since the season got moved back a week. They also commented that it will not always collide on Election Day, just this year it happened to. The next time this will occur again will be 2022 and 2028. ESPN Vice President Nick Dawson says that we were aware when we had that discussion that this conflict would come up every so often. But we felt, at least in our minds, that it was more important to establish that this event was synonymous with the start of college basketball. The push from the NCAA was to change the Friday night tip-off to a midweek in order to gain more viewers to kick off the season. This article shows the importance of both ESPN and the NCAA to look at all the aspects of the world when creating an event. Both organizations came to the agreement that this great event needed to be put out into the open before someone else came up with something better. Another article in the Sports Business Journal is titled, "Schools Go Exclusively Mobile to Draw Students." Since social media has been a booming industry in the past decade, it is becoming more and more apparent that schools need to broaden to that. More and more schools are moving to their student tickets to being on a mobile device. This, in turn, is increasing numbers of students inside the stadiums, which leads to more students actually attending games. Putting tickets mobile allows the student tickets to be claimed easier without extra work. With the click of a button, you can see your ticket on a smartphone rather than having to pick it up in person.
A company called Experience is partnering with pro and college teams to sign up for their ticket platform. The CEO and president, Junior Gaspard, says that by having a mobile ticket system, it puts tickets right in front of us, which of course we all like. This creates an easy and flexible app to use to go into game days. The University of South Carolina reports that over half their student body has the app downloaded. Senior Associate Athletic Director Lance Grantham says that it's been an ongoing process as long as I've been here to make it as simple as possible for students to get their tickets and get into game day. The school also combats the dead phone notion by distributing mobile chargers to students before the season begins.
The Oregon University Athletic Department is another client of the ticket platform, but they're using it as a sponsorship platform as well. Their multimedia rights holder, IMG College, arranged a deal with a popular local coffee shop, Dutch Bros Coffee, giving the business branding on each page of the ticketing app and the opportunity to provide giveaways to students through the app. By adding a sponsorship aspect, it offsets the cost for the athletic department. In all, the ticket app eliminates the hurdles students might have to get them to games and give them the ease of purchasing and claiming tickets. This app also provides students with the convenience factor, which everyone wants, and provides a great marketing tool for sponsors and schools.
The last article we are going to talk about discusses the unclear direction Maryland University's athletic department is going. For those of you who do not know, over the summer a football player died during a summer workout. From that, this revealed that the school and football program has a harsh and brutal environment to be in. This resulted in the firing of head coach DJ Durkin, but not until after the Board of Regents reinstated him. Ultimately, this puts a bad reputation to not only the athletics but the university itself. ESPN Desmond Howard said UMD's handling of Durkin is the perfect example of how not to handle a situation. He added, "I'm really disappointed in the Board of Regents that it took them that long to come up with that decision, and it was the absolute wrong decision." There has been criticism from many media outlets that the way the university handled and made a decision that people do not understand. Others have said that the university's program should be cut in entirety. This would cut a fifth of the athletic department's expenses, which was at $94.79 million in 2017. This article continually talks about the lack of leadership, and the only structure that is created comes from the student athletes. Even with this incident, the athletic director did not get fired, which people think directly leads to the culture of the school. Maryland football outlined how Maryland's athletic department was so dysfunctional in recent years that the staff morale sunk. This incident was very tragic, but it also teaches us the way of not handling a crisis situation at an athletic and university stand. It also touches on the role of each faculty member in the athletic department and the responsibility and standard that they should set to create a structured system. Without a good reputation, the school is turning away prospective students, athletes, and even faculty who do not want to put their university's name with theirs. Thank you for
Let's go.
watching our video. See you next time.